Hi Felters and welcome. Today we're going to talk about storing your wool and how to prevent any pests and dampness getting into it. Now, if you're like me, I wasn't a big knitter, I didn't have loads of wool, so I didn't realise that actually you've got to store it correctly, otherwise you could have problems. So the first thing is you don't want to put your wool anywhere dark or damp. If you are storing it somewhere where you have a high temperature change, such as a basement or a garage, that is when humidity is going to build up through the temperature changes. So it doesn't mean you can't do it, it just means you have to be a bit careful. So if you are storing stuff in a garage, put it in a big plastic box and then put something in it that's going to soak up the humidity. Old tea towels are really, really good for that. Old pillowcase, just pop it alongside it and that will soak it up. Go and check it regularly. Try and keep it off the floor so it's not as cold as well. If you have whole fleeces, then you might as well just go for a big cotton bag to store the whole thing in. I have a couple of valet fleeces in the garage and they're little ones. But if you put it in the cotton bag, that really helps take away all the moisture. So I've got two in the garage and they've been absolutely fine, not a problem. If you are storing your wool in somewhere that you have a constant temperature, like I keep most of it in my office, the temperature stays pretty much the same, so it's not really a big problem, but it doesn't mean it won't happen. You've still got to keep an eye on it. Clear boxes is great. Daylight is fantastic for wool. Anything dark, like we said, builds up the humidity, but daylight is really, really good. Again, try and store your wool off the carpet, and that's for the carpet bugs we'll talk about in a minute. Check and turn it, move it around a lot. You can put it in an airtight container, that works very well. I would probably throw the tea towel in as well, just in case, but only store it in something airtight as long as you know there's no moisture in there whatsoever. So a Ziploc bag is great as long as you know there's no moisture. I get some Gotland wool, which I'll just show you now. So this comes from a lady in Wales and she vacuum packs it, so it's really great to post, really thin. As long as there's no moisture in there, it's probably the best way to store wool. When you cut it open, it all sort of puffs up again and it's absolutely gorgeous. So the two main pests that we have to consider are carpet bugs and moths. And you might live in an area that's absolutely fine and doesn't have any of these in there whatsoever, or you might live in an area that you know about it and you've probably been dealing with it for a while. But you could order wool in from somewhere and they might have had it and you will not know. So if you are very strict about your wool, there is one thing you do. When you order new wool, you'll put it straight into the freezer for at least 2 to 3 days to kill any bugs or pests in there before you add it to your wool stash. So that works really, really well. But there is another theory. If you really have lots of problems and that's not working, put it into the freezer for one night. Take it out for a day and that will stimulate the larvae, if there are any in there, to sort of open up and start growing, and then back in the freezer again for at least another day. So that is another slightly stronger method to really make sure all your wool is fine. The other thing is bugs don't like lavender. So this is a little lavender pouch. I just picked that from the garden and you can hang that around where you have all your wool. That's great. I do know that some people actually take the little seeds and they make a little pouch and they'll put it right inside the needle felted item, so that even once your item has gone somewhere, if it's been sent to an area that could have pests or bugs, it's not going to get affected by it. I've got a very simple lavender spray which I spray around. I'll show you that in a second. Or oil drops on, or the other one is cedarwood chips, cedarwood oil. So any of those things, which smell lovely as well, so it's really great. Using those in and around where you keep your wool and where you do your needle felting would be a really good idea. Or putting a few drops on the item once it's done. People worry about dust. I personally haven't had a problem with dust on these items and I keep them on the shelves. One of the best ways to get rid of dust, if you do have dust and you are worried about it, is a paintbrush, because it's so soft and gentle. It will work brilliantly and it won't affect any of your felted surface. So paintbrush is nice and soft and gentle. I wouldn't recommend a hoover, but if you've got a very gentle hoover, maybe you could do that. A lot of people keep them in glass cabinets as well, but personally I've not had a problem. I would keep these items out of direct sunlight because I do think any direct sunlight is going to fade colours. So I'll show you a couple of bits around how I keep my wool, and in my studio we'll go and do that now. So I keep most of my wool in this storage unit. It's by a window. I can pull the curtain across if the sun's shining, so it's open to the daylight. There's my spare mats, and it's just fantastic, really easy. Got it off eBay. Oh, there's the World of Wool kit, the rabbit that I'm going to do soon and show you all through that. But then on top of that wool, I've got this wool, and this is so cool. This is a shoe holder, and you just put it over the back of a door, which means it's fantastic because your husband might never see it. Just hide it, push it all back, and they won't even know it's there. No, it's really good because it lets the daylight in, and you can fit an awful lot in there. I've put so many colours in there. I was so happy, and it really doesn't show, and the 4 hooks just pop over the top. You can still shut the door. So I have been so pleased with this. I am going to list some of these things down below in the description of the video, so just click on them if you want to have a look at them yourself. But it was about £9. This is just a little lavender spray. I haven't listed lavender spray. You can definitely sort of find your own, and I just spritz it over the top. Or the other thing you could do is burn a lavender candle or a cedarwood candle every now and again. Be careful with your wool. I've put my lights up. I'm really happy with them. It makes it so much cozier. And then the other thing to mention with storage of stuff, I found these little boxes, and they've got felt on the outside of them, so they're really cute. I've even got more storage within there because I haven't used it all yet, so you could pull out all the bits, but I quite like stacking the circular bits inside there. But if you're working on something, you just pull the box out that you want, put it beside your wool, like if you're doing eyes, and you've got everything there. You've got the glue and the owl, and then just put it all back, and it's so neat. And again, I don't think it was more than about £12, so I was really happy with that. I used to clean my mat with sellotape, and you put it on, or parcel tape on your hand, and then you pat it all over. Some people say you can hoover your mats. But I was getting fed up of wasting all the tape, and I found this, and again, it's been heavily advertised, I think, at the moment, but I thought I'd give it a go, and it's metal. And so I've just, because my mat was quite clean, I just needle felted some wool into it to show you, and you very gently just wipe it across, and it's all metal along the top, so you don't need to change anything or whatever. I think it's called a lint remover. Again, I'll list it down below. But it's fab, but you just use it gently, because I think if you used it too heavily you'd probably break up your mat. But it's so good, and so I've started using this now to clean all my mats. I'm really pleased with it. I think when I saw it advertised with a link it was about £15, but when I went to Amazon it was a bit cheaper, so just click on the link down below and it will take you straight through to Amazon. Here it is cleaning another mat. But you don't need to do it heavily, you just gently rub it across and it pulls everything off. So I was really quite pleased with it. And I don't think it's going to wear down or break, so I think it will last forever. I think I actually got 2 in the packet, which I didn't need. But yeah, so that's really good. So very happy with that. There we go, see that metal, it's all metal at the top. I don't know quite how it works, but it's super. So there we go, thanks for watching, and the main things are daylight, dry, and lavender or cedarwood chips. So that's all you need to remember. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Hope this has helped. Bye.